How are you all? Thought I'd jump on a few seconds early. Hopefully Dal's link works and it all happens. How are we all? Let me see what I can do here. Oh, good morning, Jeanette and Ben. Good to see you here. Going to be having a chat with Dal hopefully today. Still waiting for her to jump on. But let's do a little bit of an energetic check-in while we wait. Here we go. Here she is. I hope I pressed that right. Oh, look at you today. Hey.
Look at you today. Hello.
I'm
How are
good,
you?
darling. How are you?
Good,
I
good,
love
good.
the black drop.
Good, excellent.
Suits you. Hey, Lisette.
Oh, okay, that's okay. All right. You know how the message. Hello, everybody. Sorry. You know how all the messages come up and they've got black behind them rather than looking through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I'm hoping the internet will
I don't
hold
need.
out.
I'll look between them. Hey.
I'm hoping the internet will hold out.
Oh, well, are you having issues with your internet?
Oh, no, I'm just using my mobile data.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway,
Fair enough.
What's cracking, Hey,
Anyway.
everyone.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
Did the notifications come up for everybody for this one? I got my notification on and it didn't show, but it looks like everybody's been here for a while.
Oh yeah, I think there were a few in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. There we go.
But
Fair
there's
enough.
always
Fair
a little
enough.
bit of a delay. So
Okay.
so usually when you jump on live or something, there can be up to a minute delay. That's why sometimes we'll see comments a bit slower. So
Okay.
yeah. How are you, Dal? How's things?
Okay. So I am really, really, really good. I'm finding that this week has been really getting into the flow. Really into the flow. But then did you notice that as well? We're starting, like, it's only day 2 of March already, and we're already feeling the flow happening and the new beginnings. Actually, can I talk about something for a second? Seeds, right? Anyway, Scotty went to the garden, got the garden shop, and when he got the seeds, anyway, he apparently got the wrong one. So, as you do, you go, I'm going to look up the meaning for daisies. Well, do you know what daisies mean? New beginning and the birth of something new. So isn't that interesting? Which is perfect for March. So nothing is ever an accident. They weren't the wrong ones at all. They were perfect.
Awesome. Can I just ask everybody that's watching, can you see us okay? Because Dal's a bit pixelated for me, and I don't know whether that's a me thing or... Can you see me clearly, Dal, and yourself?
I can see you clearly.
Okay, that's all right. Excellent. Well, the purpose I wanted to jump on with Dal today was I noticed what's coming up a lot, and Dal's going to be a bit blindsided because we didn't have a pre-planned sort of conversation starter or anything like that. But I really would love to touch on today those with natural abilities, because I notice a lot of people that, they don't do it as fluently as you and I do, Dal, because we've put years and years of practice and learning and training and all that into it. But I thought we could just talk about how we can maybe help some others who are just giving birth to their gifts or just coming into alignment with their abilities, or if anyone wanted to ask us a question based on our, our level of experience and all that sort of stuff, and maybe help some people, because I've been saying for quite a while that, we sit here and we do this for a living. This is our level of service. This is what we offer the world. But there's a lot of people who have these natural abilities, and they're actually going to be called into action soon. And it doesn't mean they're going to do it as a business. It just means they could be walking down the street and they'll find someone who's of a lower vibration to them, and they'll be, asked to help them in some way or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought we could talk about today in some sort of ways that we can help everybody to have questions. We can sort of share our own stories and how we began and what it's like in the real world. That's why I sort of put the title as Real Life Intuitives, because, that's what I love about you, Dal. When we first connected, neither of us fell into the gimmick of it all. You know what I mean? And it was a bit harder for us because our guideline wasn't sort of there, because everything everybody else was trying to teach wasn't conducive to how it was resonating with us. So I thought we're real life people. We wake up some days with the shits and we go to bed angry at the world, but then we do wake up feeling, oh, spirit, you're awesome, and I just wanted to really emphasize how much in the real world we really are. So do you want to share? I know it's a bit impromptu. You probably haven't pre-scripted anything, but I don't know whether you wanted to share how you knew that, you had a gift or an ability or something beyond.
Well, do you know what? Even before I ever met you, I kind of always knew that I was able to. Okay, all right, here we go. I learned about the law of attraction very, very, very early on, right? And to be honest with you, it was back in grade 7. Okay, so that was how old are you, 12 or thereabouts, right? Anyway, I'll just tell you this story, and this is when it really kicked in. And anyway, so we're watching, it's a sports day, and we're watching people doing the high jump, right? Anyway, this girl falls off and she breaks her arm. Don't ask me why, but anyway, I turned around and I went, oh, I wish I would break my arm. And I was 12. It was all the attention. And I don't know. But anyway, would you believe that was on the Friday? On the Monday, I was on, the monkey bars.
Yep.
Right? Anyway, so I'm going along the monkey bars. I got a dress on. A boy comes up. He looks up my skirt. I go to let go of the monkey bars, pulls my skirt down, fell. Guess what happened?
Broke your arm.
I broke my arm. Well, it was a fracture, but it was still in a cast.
Yeah.
So that was when I went, oh, wow. I realized the power of wishing for something or wanting something. And I also realized as time went on that, and I used to say it, I get everything that I ask for.
Yep.
Good or bad. You know, you go off the rails and you go and start spending time with people that aren't so good for you. So, you get what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I guess I learned that very, very quickly. The thing is that I was always into astrology, always, right? It was just that calling. Even though people said that astrology was a bunch of rubbish, I knew that it wasn't, right? So it was just, I always just knew. And then you come along and I found you. And honestly, even though I needed that somebody like you, to be honest with you, to push me, to say, you can do this. You've got this as well, So it was you that helped to push me to understand it more, I guess. So that was my journey, always having that knowing, but not having the understanding, so to speak. Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? I've been saying to so many people over the course of the last week that knowledge is power. And the only time our minds get away on us is because our brain, our logical brain, cannot gain any type of understanding. It doesn't make sense. So that's when people tend to conjure up, reasons why, and 9 times out of 10 that stems them back into fear and worry and concern, and I'm weird and I'm not normal and all that sort of stuff, because that's how I grew up, being a very strong empath. I was feeling emotions and I was able to see possible future predictions before it even happened. So it's like I was constantly living in the future. And obviously my parents put me in a shrink's office because they thought, oh, there's something wrong with this chick, you know what I mean? But now that I know through understanding, through taking the time out to learn and to know that everybody's unique and all that sort of stuff, that understanding and that knowledge. Most of it for me is spirit-led, obviously, like everyone will always hear me say, but obviously I did hit the books. I was blessed actually back in the day when there wasn't so much influence. I had the Psychic Guild in Brisbane, which I was a member of, and that's where I did my practicing and all that sort of stuff. And then there's the library. That was it. There was no workshops, no Google, none of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Show me age now, aren't I?
Yeah. I think that it's that whole knowing. It's that whole knowing through life as well, isn't it? But it is about whether or not you question what you've got. And I think really honestly, everybody, well, we as humans all have the ability to be empaths or to have the power to be able to see what's happening ahead. But it's about whether or not believing in that and trusting in that as well, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's the thing. You can have all the knowledge under the sun, but if you don't trust or believe in what you're capable of doing, your true potential. Got a lot of people on here that have blocked throat chakras because mine just went. I don't know whose comment just popped up, but as soon as I saw that comment, I went, eh! And that's the sensitivity of an empath. I instantly pick up on somebody else. So many people will say, oh, I wish I had your gift. Oh, I wish I had your ability. I wish I could do what you do. And sometimes you do sit there and go, be careful what you wish for, because it's not an easy route. And that's why I wanted to jump on with you today too, is just to really reinforce for everybody who's learning, growing, expanding, tapping into this type of spiritual work that, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. People think that there's, you know, all the readers out there and we just get on and we're all wow all the time, but it's really not the case, you know, and it takes time to build that trust.
Oh, absolutely. And being an empath as well, and I often speak about, you know, being in a large group. I never understood it. And, you know, even the thought when somebody would say, come to a party.
Yeah. Oh, party. Who do you hang around?
Come to a party. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. And then last minute I'll be going, oh, I don't want it because it is, unless, you know, you've had a few and it blocks your energy or, you know, taking in all those energies. So therefore I didn't want to go to parties, especially like on a personal basis, because you're talking to a lot of people. You can feel what's going on, can't you?
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that is hard. And
oh, I think you're breaking up a bit there, Dal. Oh. Oops. Dal left the building. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, oh, no, she's back.
I'm here.
Oh, you are?
Oh, here I am.
Oh, it just said guest left.
Oh, no, I had enough.
There's probably some attachments going, you're not talking about this high vibe stuff, Dal. No, you're not. No.
I know. So that was my internet. I don't know. It, as you say, hopefully it feels a little like it's not so glitchy now. So I've changed over the internet anyway.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay. And yes, Brianna, it was you. I saw your name and that my throat chakra closed up. So anyway.
As I was saying, being an empath and being a psychic, it makes you very, very aware. Now, I was saying in my live yesterday in my private group, how being an empath or being from a person that has had a lot of, I guess, abusive situations, right? And you become very hyper-vigilant about what's happening. So what the universe shows you or the spirits show you is all those things you might say, please show me the truth about this person, or please show me the truth about this situation. You will get the truth, no doubt about that. But the issue is that when you're always vigilant about what's going on around you that could be bad, you do see more of that. And that is definitely, you talk about real life. And I'm a human as well, and we all are healing. We all are still healing. And it's about learning, okay, so where does that have to stop? That being so hyper vigilant all the time about seeing what the bad side of people or what they're out to do to you, or etc. So I've started saying, like, forgetting about all that, because that's them. That's on them. So what I'm doing now is I'm saying, please show me more of the people that want me to succeed. Please show me more of the people that love me. Please show me more of the people that like attracts like. And, the other day I did some calling around, and I got a lady a place, and I just was on the phone for ages, and we were talking like old friends, spiritual people, and it just showed me that one shift made such a difference. And already within like hours of making that decision, no longer am I going to always look at, show me the truth about what that person's doing wrong. The good people started coming in. So that is like law of attraction, but it's also about your healing as well, but also being so aware of how you're thinking, because it's going to create your life, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think when people are first starting out, it's really important that they take some time out for themselves. A lot of people are trying to reach this level of ascension, or get to know themselves, get to know their gifts, get to know their abilities, but they're still very much thick and hard into the influence of it all. So I'm noticing a lot of people who are quite social, who are quite, they love that stimulation of other people, and that they're actually retracting at the moment, but they're coming to me saying they're depressed. And they're not really depressed. Like, they put these titles on things, which is energetically, it's not really the case. It's Spirit's way of saying, come back to self, come back to self. That's why I've been preaching for the last week. It's about the power of now. If everyone can get their hands on that Eckhart Tolle book, or if you've got it, read it, borrow it or something. It's a time to be mindful, and it's time to come back to your now and get a little bit selfish with the energies that are on at the moment. So, because a lot of people, as you know, Dal, you get out there and you start comparing yourself, you compare and you get a bit jealous, and then it gets a bit hard, because no one, unless they've got this ability, no one can understand what it's like and what it feels like. And
that's exactly it. Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. So I just want everyone out there who's watching today, and you're going through these shifts and these ascensions and all that, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's a massive jump this time too. I've been doing this for 30 years, and you can tell the progress. It's sort of like, oh, we're going through that clean-up stage. Okay, here's the growth and the action stage and all this. But this has been, like, my hair stand up on my end. This has been a growth and a jump that was really hard, fast, and it felt really high. So, sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments here. Everyone's picking up on the energies at the moment. And I think what I really, really, really would love to just really enforce for everybody as well is stay in your own lane and do it your own way. Nothing's going wrong. Everything's going right. My biggest concern, I suppose, as an energy reader, is the fact that a lot of people aren't addressing what's going on through understanding, through learning and asking questions, and being amongst communities and like-minded people who are doing their thing. That's what the spiritual shack was birthed from. Everyone's in there doing their own thing, having their own signs and symbols. But as you can tell, as time comes on, it's all making sense. It's all coming into one. So I forgot where I was going with that now. What was I saying, Dal? This is what it means.
Staying in your own lane and like feeling the shifts that are happening, as you said, and basically going with the flow, but recognizing actually what's happening, And I think when you really realize and you see yourself as a soul or as a spirit in this physical body, it does help you to understand. And who was it that said something? Just I can't remember. Anyway, that's right. They had mentioned about not everybody comes together as some of us are ascending and some of us are not so much. And I'm also hearing that there's going to be a few tests of courage. And that's one of the things, Dan, isn't it? That especially doing this work for anybody else who wants to get into it, you're going to be tested. How much do you want it? There are going to be people and situations that come in to try and drag you off. And, I'm keep hearing for some reason as I'm speaking to you, and it brings up, and excuse me if people don't get into the Bible, but anyway, I'm not going like all biblical on you, but there is a lot to do with how they say the two worlds basically, and it is separating, and there is diversity, and there are there's people that are trying to hold on to try to stop you from ascending as well, because there is going to be more of a separation, and that is going to be such a test of courage.
Absolutely.
Are you willing to let go of the old life that you've once had to be able to do this work? And the hardest thing is that you will lose people. Not everybody's going to understand. And I think that that's been one of the hardest things for me. And judgment as well. There's judgment on you as well because of what you do, because not everybody understands. It's not, what keeps coming to me is that, do you remember the Jehovah's Witness? I feel sorry for them. They used to knock on everybody's door to share the word, to share the truth. It might be a certain different type of truth to what we're saying, but at the end of the day, it's still the same kind of thing. And people would be so mean to them. What resilience do they have to be able to share that word, to warn or let people know, come on, this is what you have to do because life's going to get tough. And so that's where I really feel that many people that are on this journey are also going to find that it's a real thing. There is going to be tests.
Absolutely. And I've always been taught by Spirit that it's not our job to come on and preach to people.
No.
I think that's why it's taken me so long to get to where I am today. My subscriber count doesn't reflect it, the amount of interactions on social media, but when you look behind the scenes at how far my videos are reaching and the statistical side, it's showing me that people are curious. They are wanting to know more. They are interested. But unfortunately, because there have been certain belief systems, I suppose, that have been trying to jam it down people's throats, people have instantly just gone, nah, that's I'm not going near that. They're going to, poach me or something. It's kind of like those multi-level marketing things too, eh? As soon as you put your name up to it, they harass you until the days, to the days on end. So a lot of people are having trouble signing up to something. But I wanted to do this live with you today as well because you can do all this yourself. Yes. People, it's a level of self-learning and wanting to, and you have to develop and create it as a lifestyle for yourself. It's kind of not like, oh, well, I've sat that workshop on the weekend and now I'm a Reiki practitioner and everything's good to go sort of thing. It doesn't work like that. You've really got to create a lifestyle for yourself. It is like you've got to develop a relationship with your source. It doesn't matter who it is. Exactly. I just say non-physical. I call them spirit. Yes, I have all different entities coming down at me at all different times. And it's the same as Esther Hicks. She had to put the name Abraham onto the collective consciousness that she was speaking because people needed that name, that title. Most people come to me and they say, what's my guide's name? And I'll have a spirit in my ear going, tell them it's Bob, or, tell them it's Trudy or something like that. They'll tell me something just to joke around because titles and labels and all that means nothing in the non-physical world at all. So yeah, I'd really just encourage everybody at the moment, if you want to get amongst groups, you know, make sure I've put Del's page down below. Del and I channel very similar messages, don't we? Like the messages are eerily similar and accurate, but we just tell it in a different way.
Yeah. The funny thing is that you and I have before done our readings, like recorded our readings at the same time as well. Like it might have been on a Sunday at one stage. And when yours goes up and mine goes up, and then we didn't even know, and then you listen to it and it's pretty much almost the same. And it's funny. And sometimes I think, isn't it funny? Like, explain that to me, Dan. Explain it to us all. How does that work? How does it work that you and I might both think at the same time? Because we actually both, remember the other day I said on the phone, I had a download and I was going to do it. And then you ended up like only days later. I mean, that's what happens when I just put things off and procrastinate. But anyway, it could have been your thing anyway that I was picking up on. But can you explain how that works? How the same people might get the same messages. How does that work?
It's energetic alignment, and I think for us it's telepathy.
Yes. Okay.
So, and it is just alignment. Really, at the end of the day. But see, what happened with me is I fell. Yeah, and I fell for my own bag of tricks because Spirit said, people need these affirmations, they need these self-scripts and rah, and I went, yes, sir, I'm on it. And I said in my videos, you've heard me, I'm going to do this course and all that. And then literally a day or two ago, they just went, nah. And I was actually going to message you about that because this is what happens to me. I'm so claircognizant. I get all these ideas and stuff, but that doesn't mean that I have to put physical execution on it. Yeah, you know, that idea is usually for somebody else. So that could be your idea. So if you were to go and do something like that for people or whatever, and it works out for you, it was meant for you, not me.
Oh, well, let's just see where it flows. But it's funny, I do come up, like, can I tell you something?
Always.
This was trippy. Hang on, I spat. It's messages with spit.
I've been blessed.
You did that last week. You spat with your messages too.
I did in March. Couldn't get it out fast enough.
Okay, so yesterday afternoon, I'm sitting out there, out the back under the tree, and anyway, Meerkat and Wilbur were both sitting out there. Scotty was out there, just enjoying it and looking out. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to think. It was like a download. And please don't laugh, everybody. I was laughing when I was telling Scott. But the message that what happened was like, wow, this is trippy. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, looking at the animals. What if my superpower is to be able to converse with animals? What if it was like that I'm actually like, I don't know, is it to converse with them? To understand them, to be able to talk with the animals, like Dr. Doolittle. But anyway, so I just had that download, and next thing Wilbur sits there and he's going, ooh, he's looking up at Scott and he's like talking, and then next thing he runs off to go and get the ball, and he goes and tries to look for the ball as if to say, come on, let's go play soccer. But I thought that was so trippy that was the case. So some of those downloads that you get, that people are going to go, oh, no, that was stupid or whatever, don't ever put them off, because this universe, oh my God, it is just freaking amazing, isn't it? There's so much more to it. And when you said as well, sorry for pointing, but you said it yourself, you know, about expanding and don't stay small. And I say that I'm going to say it to everybody on here today. Don't stay small. Be ready to expand, because this is what we're here for.
Absolutely.
To be more of what we can be.
Absolutely. That's why I said I can't remember where I am. I'm over on Patreon, I'm on here, I'm everywhere. So wherever you see me, if you haven't heard it, you'll hear it here first. It's to set yourself a small goal for March, because we have so much resources coming in that no one even knows about. It could be the right person. It could be a few extra bucks. It could be just the fact that you get complimented. It could be anything to raise your vibration is going to come in through the month of March. So set yourself a goal. I set a goal with you, Dal. We'll say it out loud. Is that I do have hesitation a lot in doing live like this. It's getting easier doing it online, but I'm going to do a live platform show. And I've asked, I said, want to do it with me and all that sort of stuff, because as an empath, I know what I'm walking into. People think I just walk in, I'm like, hey, everyone, and I'm just like normal me. But when I'm hit with that level of energy, it's very confronting. And it can actually make me nearly like dry reach. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But my goal towards the end of March, well, at least between now and probably mid-April, let's say, I am going to do a live in-person platform event. So if any of you are in the Sunshine Coast area or you want to travel or whatever, watch this space, because I'm putting it out here as my goal. That's my goal for March.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you then, if we're letting the cat out of the bag, that's very nice.
Secrets. They're all talking about squirrels in here too. Secret squirrel.
Already. Beg your pardon?
Oh no, they're talking about squirrel talk and all that. So I said, this is secret. Dallas's secret squirrel business.
Yeah. So, I've made a couple of. I said I was calling around a few places, and I actually came up with a place. I'm finding out a little bit more about it, but I've got the ball rolling. So I'll talk to you about it, because there's no decisions being made. I hope that I've made contact, and we talked like, old friends and whatever. So hopefully they're watching this today. And I really see some potential absolutely in this new space. So it's really exciting. I'm working behind the scenes. And, it's about passion and getting your juices flowing. And you know what? When you do, if you don't mind me saying, when you do more of the things that you're passionate about, and Danielle, you always say to me, like that organization, that, doing all that stuff, oh man, I love it. I get so passionate about it.
And that's what it's about. So if there's anyone on here, and I know there's a few, because I'm going to talk about subjects that's going to resonate, because like attracts like. Even though we're talking about ourselves, so to speak.
Yeah.
We are merely the example or the mirror of how some people on here would like to be. So we're not better than anyone else. We're just a little bit more trained and skilled or whatever. But now I've lost it.
We still get lost though, Dan, don't we? No, I can hear what you're saying. So you're telling everybody, we might be sitting here talking about ourselves, but it's also a message for everybody else, because what we go through as a collective, in a certain sense, everybody else as a collective is also going through it. So the message is not for us, or not just for us, it is for everybody.
What I would love to really drive home today in this as a whole is that if you are someone that will really take ownership and accountability for your life and for where you are, it's not blame, it's not meant to be guilt, it's not meant to be anything. Everything you're experiencing in your now is a byproduct of the thoughts and feelings you put in the past. So please stop telling the story of I am anxious. Please stop telling the story I am depressed. Please stop speaking of all the confusion that's happening with all the intricate details in your life right now. If you can, from this moment forth, just soothe yourself and say, I don't have to have this all figured out right now. I will find something that I'm passionate about. What am I really passionate? You change the subject. You may want to go and explore, doing something in the garden. It may have absolutely nothing to do with your crisis that you're going through right now, but we need to clean up our stories. We need to clean up our energy. And if you don't know what the specific thing is, because even I don't know what my specific thing is because I'm such a gypsy, but I still sit there and go, what would feel best for me to do right now?
Yeah.
And go and do that. I mean, last week it was cooking, and I personally hate cooking. You love cooking. I hate cooking. you know. But I went and did some cooking and stuff because in that moment I found enjoyment in that, especially doing my detox and all that sort of stuff. So that's the lifestyle of it, guys. It's about waking up with a bit of purpose and choosing to feel better and then going to bed satisfied. So if I can, once again, really drive home, just be mindful of the stories you guys are telling because you're projecting that out to the universe and you're going to get more. So even though people do have come back to me and said, you said March was going to be good. You said we had good stuff coming in March and I've got nothing but bills and shit coming in. And I'm going, well, that's not a reflection of me. I'm doing God's work, you know, but spirit work.
Same thing.
That's where you're at in your vibration. And I'm not blaming you and I'm not judging you for it or whatever, but I'm here to help you. Like I woke up feeling frustrated this morning because, you know, there's so many resources out there and stuff, but people are still choosing to stay where they are or expecting the world to change to make them feel better. Yeah. And doesn't come from a judgment place from within me, but I'm a helper. I'm a people pleaser. I like to fix things, you know what I mean? And I sort of said to Spirit, how do we help these people? And they just said, you can't. Yeah. That's why I'd never beg people to like, share, subscribe, donate, join anywhere because I might not have the volume, but the people there are the ones that are willing to do the work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's the one thing that I've learned as well, Dan, from you as well. Because initially I'm like, yeah, I'm not many people. I'm not getting that many views, or blah 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 blah. But the people that are seeing it are the people that are meant to see it, isn't it? They're the people that actually want to get the help, that are getting helped from what we're putting out there as well. And I mean, you have a look at, if you have got a channel at all, and you look at some of them and they've got blaming out. Even there was one today and he said that there was issues with his channel. And I'm like, man, you got like 750,000 subscribers. But the thing is that not those 750,000 subscribers are actually the ones that are commenting. You know, he might get 100 people that are actually he's able to help. So even if you do have a channel or whatever, know that you're helping. And Dan, thank you so much for changing my perspective on that. There's, even if it's only 5 people that I know that helped me. There's a lady, she's watching here today, and you know, I've been checking up on her because she's been having a bit of a difficult time. And just to know that I've made a difference to that one person who's got goosebumps everywhere. But that just makes it all good.
Absolutely. I love you, Dal.
It really does. That one, I have to tell you, that makes the difference. And if that's what everybody aims for, then it's worth it.
And I think when it comes to the real world, and it doesn't matter what profession you're doing, what you're doing or whatever, when you need to put food on the table, when it comes to the monetary side of things, and you're trying to do this as a business and stuff like that, that's where a lot of people will come a cropper. I know a lot of people that want to leave teaching jobs, jobs in aged care. They want to leave those positions and do this healing, and I can understand their pull because Spirit are trying to get Lightworkers to come to life, because I think mid-year, anyone who does have a level of service, and it doesn't matter whether you're serving at McDonald's with positive customer service or whether you're giving energy healings, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be called into action, so to speak. Be the best possible version of yourself, be the person that they aspire to be. So, because when this shift happens, this new energetic shift happens, we need to be ready. And people who have this ability can feel the pull for that, but then they feel that I can't leave my 9 to 5. I can't leave that. I'm sacrificing my stability and security for a dream and a purpose. But I'm even learning myself at the moment to merge the two together.
Yeah.
And that's the skill. So if there's anyone out there experiencing the same thing, where you feel the pull, you feel the nudge, you don't want to wake up and go to your 9 to 5 tomorrow, but you still want to do that, it's about merging, and it's more so about adapting that feeling of stability and security within yourself. As soon as I do that and I get into alignment with it, bam, my books are full. Bam, people are calling out for me everywhere. I get physical evidence of when I'm in alignment. And then the weeks that are really quiet and stuff like that, yeah, I can blame the collective energies or whatever. But when it's really quiet and stuff, I know that's when I've slowed down my momentum on that train, and no clients is evidence of that. So we're going to have to build this up. So I do encourage everybody to watch Spirit's guidance on this platform and on Dal's platform, because Dal does that beautiful counselling healing. I just love her. Whereas I'm over here going, right.
I'm the mother.
Together.
I'm the mother.
Yeah. I'm the drill sergeant.
Yeah.
But please, we are leading up to something, and that's why I think a lot of light workers out there at the moment, if we can just call them at that as a collective, they're really trying to encourage and inspire people just to get the ball rolling in something. It's about the journey, not just the destination. So we've got to really start enjoying this journey. Ebb and flow like the ocean. Absolutely, Helen.
Can I say, it keeps coming to me that, okay, there's two things that they want to say. First of all, let go of control. Because when you trying to control everything, you're blocking off the having faith and trusting that it's all just going to come. When you feel like that if you do nothing, that it's still not going to come. The other thing was to talk to them. Now, you say build a relationship, absolutely. And it's been recently that I have tapped in so much. And I thought to myself, it's like, do you know, you see the people on the on the side of the road. I'm thinking movies here, and they're going, look, the end is near, and they're the people that talk to themselves, right? And people have always thought they're the weirdos. They're not the weirdos. Because they're listening and they're talking to spirit. If you see somebody talking to themselves, they're not talking to themselves, they're talking to spirit. They're talking to their guides. They're talking. So, and I started talking to myself. People have always known that, and I'm going to use their word, that one weird. People think that. That's okay. People like who are watching this today think weird's great, but it is about talking to them and saying thank you when you get something. There was a lady that came, because I'm doing readings here at home, and there was a lady that came on the weekend, and I went outside when I was around, and I went, he's so nice, it was so nice. But saying thank you, because you're receiving, and I know that the more I say thank you, the more that the universe or God is knowing that I am grateful, and that's when I get more of what I love in life.
Exactly right. And it takes practice and momentum, and that's what brings that stability and the security. So I got that download on the way home from school drop off this morning, because I woke up feeling, very frustrated, and that's real life. I got frustrated because I'm going, I can chuck out everything I want out there, but if they're not going to drink, what am I doing? And then I feel like I'm wasting my time, because this is time. This is energy. This isn't, just chucking out content, like just to get a big thing or whatever. This is genuine trying to help people or whatever. But they said to me, Danielle, go back in time to your most profound moment. And I said, okay, and I can't mention the name on here, but when I was accepted to be a psychic for a very high international team, I can't mention names because it's part of the contract. You remember who that was? Yeah. And I went back to that moment, and I thought, she believed in me. Yes. She believed in me. She employed me. Even when I said, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit too much for me or whatever. She was constantly encouraging me, no, don't give up. Did I give up then? I probably did, I don't know. But I went back to that moment. I went, I got that. I was just being me. Yeah. I just got on and, I was put through a 5-step process, and I made it to the top, so to speak, and I was employed and all that sort of stuff. So I just sat in that. And my heart's racing at the moment, just tapping into that feeling of that excitement, the elation, and hey, spiritual check, guess what? you know. So if anyone's feeling really stuck right now, go back. Whether it was the birth of your children, whether it was the day that you got married, whether it was the day that you got the all clear, if you were ever ill or something, go back to a day that really meant a lot to you, that you can even just instantly remember that feeling and bask in that for a little bit. So when I said back before about if you're telling the story you're anxious, if you're telling the story you're depressed and you're confused and you're befuddled and all that, soothe yourself by tapping into an emotion that you remember, that you can resonate with, and just say, that was great. That was great. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And when you do tap into those times, rather than the times that were not so good, trying to tap, as you're saying, tap into the good times, the times when you did feel great, when you felt. And you know what? It is, as humans, a lot of us do look for validation, because sometimes we do doubt ourselves. And then when somebody says, yes, you are amazing, because I remember you, that is just what you needed at that time, didn't you? And it pushed you forward. It really
I was ready to give up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so, and that, if everybody uses that as their fuel for their fire, is the words that they want to say, for those times where you accomplished something. I've done it before. Can I say that? Okay, so yay for me, first of all. I've stopped drinking red wine, but a lot of times, even though you go, okay, well, I'm giving up this red wine, what helped me to know that I could definitely shift that was the times where I've given up other things. And then I made it through, like I've had a past, and I was able to shift a lot in my past. And I look at that and I think, wow, you can do that again. And that is that one thing. If you're ever going to look at the past, look at it and say, oh, punch yourself in the face.
Give yourself an uppercut.
And say, look how I accomplished that. Yep, I'm going to do that again. I know I've got it in me to do it again.
Absolutely. And yet some people are in this misconception and the wrong energy stream of, I'll just go back and clean that up first and I'll just fix that up and I'll find the reason why that happened to me back then. And there's no judgment on anybody, because some people, like I say, do need that understanding to move forward. It's very circumstantial. But if anyone wants to get into a flow of doing something different right now, it is about looking back and seeing everything that's gone right and everything that did go in your favor. So we can use this beautiful March energy to sort of soak it up and make it stronger and stronger and stronger. If people want to start leaving a comment of what the first thing that comes to their mind that they're very proud of themselves for, or something that they're willing to learn, or just something other than what's happening to them right now, feel free to share it with us. That'd be great.
Yeah. I think Jay just said he gave up coffee. Wow.
Oh,
well
that's
done.
no easy feat.
No, it's definitely not.
Now I drink water filtered through roasted coffee beans. Oh, see, I'm just grabbing cards, and that's just a bloody habit.
Maybe you need to pull a card. Maybe you could pull a card.
Well, we've got 10 minutes to go, so we could probably pull some cards. Have you got some around you, or?
Yeah, I've got thousands.
What do you reckon we do? You reckon we just do a collective again for a current energy check-in, or?
Yeah, I reckon let's do that. See what spirit wants us to pull for people.
All right. Helen says she stopped being a victim. Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that good? Yeah, me too. Me too.
And look, it's easy to feel victimised sometimes. Oh, it was a joke. Yeah, I got that, Jay.
I didn't. I'm. Yeah. Okay. I didn't get it. But it makes sense, because I thought, he stopped drinking coffee, but he's just drinking filtered water through coffee beans.
He bleeds Java. Yeah. I had an experience recently where my middle child got the flu, and usually he gets really sick fast. I put on some binaural beats and then started rubbing his back. I then started noticing a shift. Kids are the most marvelous healers of themselves and others. You found out your higher self is a lion. Oh, Brianna. Lions have been coming to me recently. I literally uploaded a TikTok yesterday with a lion on it. So I started pulling the cloud off him with intention. Then he slept overnight, and the next day he was full of beans again. There you go, Ben. There's your energy work. It's coming into full flight. And it's so hard because you want to scream from the rooftops. Look at me. Look what I've learned. Look what I'm doing. It's all so exciting. But other people are probably going, Hi, Wilbur.
Oh, he was just barking. Meerkat's out in the front garden, and he was just barking at meerkats. And it was annoying. So I had to bring him out.
Wilbur just loves being on stage, you big show off.
Me and him were talking about that yesterday. Because he was sitting there in the afternoon, and he was just like a king there. And I said, "You love being on camera, don't you?"
He's so beautiful.
Oh, he is so beautiful. So you be quiet. Okay.
I'm proud of you, Ben. That's really awesome. And I love how you're just stepping into this now rather than, getting a little bit chaotic. Ben's son got unwell, and he saw the cloud over his son, and he lifted the illness. His son woke up the next day and was, full of beans again.
Well done. Do you know, isn't it, especially when it's for somebody that we absolutely love, that is amazing. And you want them to heal because you just don't want them to go through that. And that's where you just go, man, I'm just going to give anything a try. And I see this and I want to shift it. So well done, Ben.
And another really crucial point to point out, because this is one of the biggest lessons I learned over the time, is just because we are intending healing on someone or fixing or remedying or whatever the solution is, or you're a natural born energy healer and you're performing an energy healing, if the person that you're working with is closed off to it, will not receive it, doesn't believe in it or anything like that, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So if you've got an ability and you get negative responses from people, don't take it personally.
No.
Because everything in life's an energy exchange. Energy is always reciprocated. So don't take it personally. Remember, I think that you were taking it a bit personally at the beginning, weren't you, Dal? That, but it's we can't force greatness and goodness and better and all that on anybody if they're not willing to. And I just learned my own lesson saying that out loud from when I woke up this morning going, why don't people take this information? I just worked myself out of my own frustration by my own knowing. So yeah, anyway.
So did you get any cards out?
I did.
What did you get?
I got regeneration. So we are learning new ways of doing things. We are rebuilding. Please, everybody, please know that you all of you that are here do have a very strong foundation already. You've got a really good foundation. It's about identifying that foundation through gratitude and appreciation, like what Dal was mentioning. I have a roof over my head. I've got a car to drive. I've got air in my lungs. I've got a ground outside I can walk on. Really come back to your now, the power of now. It keeps reiterating itself, showing appreciation and gratitude for what you have and more so focus on the things that are going right. You're either going to stay in this never-ending story, you're going to feel trapped, stagnant, isolated, alone, in your head, mental health. This isn't a nice energy, and I've been there. Trust me, I know what it feels like. Yeah. But what's going to save your bacon, everyone, is knowledge. Don't say anymore, why is this happening to me? Say, why this is happening for me. What's it trying to teach me? I might ask Dal. I might ask Dan. I might ask whoever else you believe in that's doing this kind of collective work. If not, Google it. Get into a library. Sit in workshops if that's what floats your boat. Whatever it is, If you don't know what to do anything right now, you need to reach out and find a way to shift that, because we are still making these judgment calls. Are you choosing to become better, or are you choosing to stay bitter? The March energies are like, hey, we've got all the goods. We've got all the goods for you, but you need to be in emotional alignment with that. You've got to be in expectant mode. And I know if you're at the bottom of the barrel, it's so hard. You're not going to jump straight up into, you know, oh, yes, it's all coming, you know, all that sort of stuff. But the beautiful feedback that I get through the Spiritual Shack all the time is the fact that just from listening to you, you kept me hopeful. You kept me hopeful. I don't know whether you've seen that, Dal, but they just say, you know, I went through my hard time and all that, but your voice just kept coming in my head saying, it's going to be all right, it's going to be all right. And now they're starting to get all their little resources or little windfalls or whatever they need. You need to intuitively let things go. Focus on your own cup here, everyone. A lot of you are drained. You're trying to work it out too much. This is too much. This is too much mind control, mind power. We've got to relax a little bit. Yeah, Chris, the judgment call. And we're always making judgments anyway. But what I really want to say to you guys over the coming 3 months is we got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. I'm not a tarot reader, so don't tell me you know what the tarot card means, by all means. But I'm reading the energy of this. This is financial stability, and this is also emotional stability and security. It's coming in. And I'm you're either going to choose to be on the train to learn new ways to develop that and start putting those processes in your life and creating a new lifestyle for yourself, or you're going to constantly feel like you're going through loss and lack and that victim type energy. But this is what I really want to reiterate. This is building here. We've got the foundation. It's like waiting for the builders to build the house, you know? I know a lot of people have been like that over this COVID period, but it's going to start building, guys. It's definitely going to start building. So yeah,
very good.
Your turn.
Right. Thank you. So one of the things that I got while you were speaking then, or reading the cards then, and they were, somebody mentioned about the steps, and everybody's on a different step. I can't remember who it was. But, and it is true. And just because you might see, you know, Danielle and I, and what seems to be they're living their best life, we know as well what it's like to be down there, if that's where you're feeling at the moment. But that's at that time, if your step is down bottom, know that what you're going to get is going to help you up to that next step. Take whatever little things that come to you, even if you feel like nothing is going right or whatever, please take those little nuggets of inspiration to go, yes, yes, yes. That's one step up or they're saying like a ladder, one step up the rung. I'm going to take that and I'm going to just really, really enjoy it. And it might be the smallest little win for you, but that smallest little win is something that is going to help you to feel better anyway. Now, when this card here came out this morning, and I used to wear, and I looked at this onyx ring that I haven't worn in ages. I don't know if it fit me anymore, but anyway, this is onyx, and it's seeing the future. Now, when you get a glimpse of what can be, if it is like good, you're like, wow, work towards that. Absolutely. And we all get those thoughts. And sometimes we are in so much control, or we don't always believe, that it's even possible, that we kind of shut it out. Take that, write it down, and have faith that what you can actually have. Once upon a time, oh man, I would never have seen myself this happy. Once upon a time. But look, it's happened. If it can happen for me, if it can happen for Dan, it can happen for you too. Absolutely. Now, one thing as well is about being responsible. Now, the word on here is responsibility. Okay, that's one of the most important. Realize that you are responsible, unfortunately, for everything that you bring into your life. okay? And we've touched on that already here. But when you take accountability and responsibility for your own wellness, and sometimes it's hard to stay on track. Danielle, what she's done to detox, to eat all that healthy stuff, to give up bread,
Gluten.
to give
Gluten.
up, I know. That is amazing. So Danielle's being responsible for her own health, and she's very well aware she can give up any time, but she's not. And that take that on for yourself as well. Please take accountability for what you're feeling, because you can change it up if you go, I know that this is what I'm doing this myself. Okay, that's really, really important. Keep going. Stamina. Stamina is the word. I don't have much stamina when it comes to running. But I do have stamina in other areas of life. Okay, so whatever is your thing that you absolutely love, and I've just said, about taking responsibility. Don't give up, especially, no matter what the goal is, keep going. Just keep going. Have that stamina to keep going. And I think that it's really going to push you through, because the next one is self-mastery. Okay. And March is definitely going to see the beginning. And I've just got goosebumps everywhere. The beginning of self-mastery. Now, another thing that they were just saying that you're going to see in this next 3 months, this is just the beginning, but you are going to start, again, expanding whatever you're putting daily action into. You will be able to say, I am so proud of myself. So in the next 3 months, you are going to see an amazing shift, but you must put in that action every day. And if it is to do with spirit work, and I've noticed as well, doing this as a job, so to speak, and putting in the same action that I would normally do in a job, oh my goodness, the amount of wonderful things that have happened, the great feeling that I'm having, because I am putting everything I've got into it as well. So the other one here is angelite. Okay, so angel communication, didn't talk about that, is to have that relationship. So if, let's say, they're saying, if you are feeling anxious, rather than sit in that, please, show me the next step that I need to do to feel better. Talk to them if they were a human, and you were reaching out your hand like a little child, or they wanted to say a little girl. So whoever I'm speaking to there, think of yourself as a little girl. But do you know what I'm seeing? Okay, all right, whoever I'm speaking, sorry, I've got to share this. Whoever I'm speaking with right now, I'm seeing you as a little girl. I see there's a blonde little ponytail, and she's looking up at her daddy, and she's reaching out, okay, and she's asking for help. And that is actually got me really, really emotional. So whoever that is, that's a dad on the other side, and they're there. So treat that as if treat that spirit as if they could physically help, and ask them and say, please help me, and I see him picking her up and holding her. So please have faith that you've got your spirit team with you as well, okay? So whoever that is for, I don't know, but that's a really important message for somebody, okay? In alignment. Everybody is in alignment with whatever they're attracting. So if you are attracting, I'm just going to say, if you're attracting situations that are not quite good, have a think about what you're feeling with yourself, okay? And what you need to, using Dan's words, what do you need to clean up to stop attracting that sort of thing? I've already said about my situation and what I realised when I'm attracting as well, by being hyper vigilant about, who's ready to attack me, so what am I in alignment with? The more of that. So I'm asking you this month, especially in March, please get into alignment with who can help me, who can help me to feel loved. Get into alignment with that by doing that within yourself. Okay. and dream insights. Now, who here has actually had dreams? Start seeing your dreams, realize that they are messages. When you see somebody who's passed on, please know that that's not just a dream. Please know that is them coming in to guide you along the way. And if you're that little girl that's holding out to her dad, saying, please, please, help me, hold me, love me. And if that person's come into your dream, please know that was a visitation, okay? And there's a message. So that's what I got.
Beautiful, Dal. Absolutely beautiful. And you may have just missed the comments, but Jeanette and Chris both mentioned that they can resonate with that because of their dads. So
thank you for letting me know. I'm hoping that okay. Ben says I nearly slapped my wife in the face with my hand, swatting them away. Swatting what away?
It's hard, because you can't keep up with all the comments.
No. Well, so that's beautiful. I hope that message was for both of you as well.
Definitely. And I just pulled out some fairy cards, and we literally got do some research, let go, and express your individuality. So now's a beautiful time for you guys to get in touch with who you really are, warts and all. We all got parts of ourselves that we don't like, and I can look in the camera and go, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like blah, blah, blah. You're going to have both those components, but you want to start working on your strengths and start really nurturing and mothering yourselves and express your individuality. You're not going to do anything in this life the same as somebody else, and it's really important to know that. So you need more information, and you need to surrender the need for control, and you need to allow your true self to shine because you're awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Each and every one of us. And that is, I don't know whether everybody knew, but apparently in the next 20 years, everybody is actually going to find their own individuality and own uniqueness. And it is just going to be the new normal, so to speak. That everybody is just going, well, this is me. And it's everybody's time to shine, whatever that is. And you feel that, I know that I'm in my purpose, whatever that might be as well.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people are learning at the moment too is to not give a rip about what other people say or do, especially when it comes to family or those who mean something to us. I think that's something that came to me this morning as well, is that people are, whether they're aware of it or not, are learning to let go of what other people think and feel about us.
Their opinions.
And you do it anyway.
Of yourself is more important than other people's opinion of you. So, don't.
When I experience something like that, I always say to myself, do you pay my bills? Do you wash my clothes? Do you... do this and that for me? No. So you have no relevance to what I do, how I behave in my life.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Without getting snarky,
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get a little bit, well, look where you are and look where I am, all that ego shit. But, most of the time jealousy is just, the fact that those people don't feel they have the belief to achieve what you've achieved. So it's about them, not you. Don't take it personally what anyone says about you.
One of the cards that has come out a couple of times for me is compassion. The word compassion. I'm pretty much a compassionate person, but I have to say, when somebody pisses me off, I lack a bit of compassion. And I know that I'm being told and I'm being shown that I need to have compassion, because when people are, not being very nice to you, that's because something in their own life isn't going well, and they feel that whatever they're feeling, and they're just projecting it. So if you can turn it around, back on them and say, you don't have to say it to them. I feel compassion for who and how you must feel for you to have that hate towards me or that feeling towards me. So, and I think that's
in Dan's words, I used to sit there and go, in my head, not to them, I'd go, sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. And see, it sounds really anti-kind. But in my vibration, that's just how I work. And they'll be coming at me and I'll be sitting there going, sucks to be you, sucks to be you.
Yeah.
So if people can get their little mantras or their little comebacks, it doesn't mean you have to go into battle and go into war with them. But it's about leaving them where they are. Find your way to leave them and their opinions and their beliefs where they are, especially when they're doing absolutely nothing with their life. And they're trying to tell you how to do yours,
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah.
Well, we might have to wrap it up, Dal. It's been 70-odd minutes, even though we can chat on. Dal said, do you want to chat? And I go, yeah, 3 hours later.
Yeah, true. Is it 70 minutes? See, I've only been on here. So you were on for 10 minutes before I got on.
It may have reset for you because your internet went wonky.
My interwet.
Your internet went wonky. It went wonky, it did. But for everybody, please head over. I've got Dal's link down below. Please go and love her YouTube and join her groups and her Facebook page. Obviously, subscribe to me if you can, if you will. Thanks, sweet. And we're doing a live. We're gonna do a live platform event. I am.
Absolutely. I am too. I'm going to ride on your coattails. No. What did you say?
You are like a wonderful condiment in my life, Dal. You're like those. You're like the mint sauce to the lamb steak.
What did you say? The mint sauce to your lamb. I'm the seafood sauce to your prawn.
Oh, that's right. You do like things saucy, don't you? But the reason why I love collaborating with Dal mostly, everybody, is because obviously we're in alignment with each other. We've got the same message. It just gets delivered in a certain way. So if we can really help the best of both worlds for those who prefer the gentler side, but there are people who do appreciate my side. I should get a military outfit, shouldn't I? And call it spiritual bitch or something on the back. Anyway, so together we are going to come up with something, and who knows? But I know. I hope you're still doing it, Dal. But I'm going to be doing a live platform event. No ifs, no buts.
I know you are, and absolutely.
My niece is going to film it.
This has been in the making for like 5 years. You used to come up with this idea ages ago. And I'd be like, yeah. But now it's happening. I just know it just feels we're in alignment. We're in alignment now.
I've been talking it into being for 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Because I've had to manage my energy to be in a crowd of people. I've done it once. I learned the lesson. Won't be doing those mistakes again. But also, obviously, because I had to care for my mum and my brother and all that sort of stuff, I couldn't leave for long periods of time, or I just wasn't in the right circumstances, and that's okay, but I am now.
Yeah.
So watch out, world. Who knows where Dan Dan's going to turn up? And Dal, hopefully, because she'd be riding my coattail, apparently.
I'm what?
I said, because you're riding my coattail, apparently.
No. Well, that was just for anybody who thought that.
No. Well, that's no. Anyway.
All right.
I love you all. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
And we're sorry we couldn't get back to all your comments. Obviously, there's quite a few, and they do disappear when we hang up. But we love and appreciate you all. We honestly do. And, reach out. Join our pages and that. We're doing the best that we can to help everybody where they are.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Jay and everyone else in the US too. Okay, I'm going now.
Bye.